Zack Snyder's Man of Steel wins. Flawless victory. Domestic opening weekend box officeality. So what I'm hearing is that, adjusted for inflation, Superman is not beating Zack Snyder's domestic box office opening weekend. Very interesting. Hearing that this opening weekend is not what the people who overhyped it said it would be. Now, whether you like the film or not, it doesn't matter. What we're talking about right now are the numbers. And we need to know whether it is going to be a true box office success or a flop. So we're going to go over to RK right here. Get over there and subscribe. Tell them Tyrone Magnus sent you. What in the hell is no? I need. Yes, thank you. Here we go. This screen record right. The first time I ever heard this intro, I just knew it was a black dude's channel. I said, this dude made his own beat. He about to drop. He gonna drop a cipher on us. I just knew this was the beginning of a rap track. Listen to it. Yeah. Yo.
A massive
right?
marketing campaign and social media push for James Gunn's Superman.
And Ryan, you fooled me for a while. Like, I knew who you were, but every time I heard that intro, I was like, okay, black dude about to pop up. I keep forgetting this is Ryan's channel.
In the weeks leading up to its release. And after a pretty big budget already, which Warner Brothers claims is only $225 million, despite us having the receipts of it being well over $300.
That's what people are saying.
$200 million marketing budget. It seemed a little strange when they started lowering people's expectations for the movie. When they said, the idea that this movie needs to make $700 million, well, that's kind of crazy. We'd be really happy if it was $500 million. Despite anyone with a working brain looking and seeing, you would lose a lot of money if that was the case.
Very much so.
It seems strange that they were trying to lower people's expectations. Well, now, we finally have the opening weekend box office results, and Warner Brothers should probably be worried about this. Superman powers to $217 million global debut. Jurassic World Rebirth, all of these other things. $217 million global debut for Superman.
Let's see here. Captain America Brave New World opening weekend global box office.
Captain America Brave New World earned $192.4 million globally over its opening weekend. This includes $100 million
Very similar. Very similar.
And the reason I'm saying that they should be worried is because despite all of the smokescreen that they're sending up about, we'll be happy if it reaches $500 million, that is impossible. You have invested so much time and energy and money into this. Even if we take them at their word, they've spent $425 million just on the marketing and the budget for this movie. It's actually more than that because we know about what the actual budget stated, but let's take them...
We were hearing about that for a while. That was going to be more than that. 225 that they were saying.
At their word.
Like all the analysts are like, there's no way.
$100 million would end up losing you hundreds of millions because the theaters still have to get their cut.
Exactly.
So a $217 million opening.
You guys didn't know that, did you? I know a lot of you don't know that. Just like a lot of you don't know that original reason why Lex Luthor hates Superman that I told you about. He doesn't know about Superman. Just like a lot of y'all think he's a symbol of hope. He wasn't originally created as a symbol of hope. That symbol of hope stuff started around the time of Man of Steel. It may have started a little bit before that in the comics, but that wasn't his original purpose as a symbol of hope. And the S means hope. That's not what it was. But Superman helped out Lex Luthor because they were friends when they were children. So as Superboy, he blew out flames that were in Lex Luthor's lab. He was trying to, I don't know if at the time he was, but he was actually trying to look for a cure for Superman's weakness to kryptonite. But he had a fire in his lab. Superman put it out, and the fumes and smoke blew into Lex's face, made all of his hair fall out. And that's why he hated him. That was like a Silver Age type of story told by the Super Friends of why Lex hates him. Yeah. So, I know I was going somewhere else with this. Maybe I'll remember. But yeah, like, yeah, a lot of y'all don't know that the theaters, they on average get around half of the ticket sales. And the longer the movie is in the theater, they get a bigger cut as the weeks go on of the ticket sales. Yeah. So y'all be thinking something's a success. And shoot, I used to be ignorant on that too. I'm like, oh yeah, it made it back. And then all of a sudden I found out, well, oh, you're supposed to kind of times two it for them to make their money back, because usually their marketing is around the same as the production budget. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to account for the fact that on average, as time goes on, with the movie being in the theater and the percentage that the theaters take, they take around half of the ticket sales. You have to account for all of that to see if someone really broke even, or whether it flopped or whether it was a success.
Should be very worrisome for them because of the international numbers specifically. Domestically, coming in around 122, 123, not the worst thing in the world. We see movies that can start like that and have great runs and rebound. The international numbers should be terrifying to them, because let's put the $217 million global opening in perspective. Captain America Brave New World opened to $192 million globally.
Talked about it too.
Didn't exactly go on to make a lot of money, just over $400 million. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania opened to $225 million.
Very true.
More than Superman, a movie that would go on to make, what, around $450, $460 million at the box office. The Batman, I think one of the first movies post-COVID they actually released in theaters, sent streaming fairly early. Batman opened at $250 million for Warner Brothers. And James Gunn's own Guardians of the Galaxy 3, despite opening similarly domestically at around $120 million, look at the international numbers and look what that results in globally. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 ignites with $170 million international, $290 million globally. And that is why I say Warner Brothers has to be very worried about how poor the international market is doing. Now, domestically, what we're seeing out there from everybody is 123 million, 122 million, right around that area. And the talking point, I suppose, is, hey, it's ahead of Man of Steel. Hey, it's the best opening for the Superman first franchise installment. It's ahead of Man of Steel. Hey, it's the best opening weekend for any Superman first franchise film. The problem is that's not the case. This is a lie that is now circulating out there for some reason by every single person. It actually is lower than Man of Steel's opening weekend. This is...
You damn right, Ryan Kendall. Okay.
An article from 12 years ago. Weekend box office, Man of Steel soars to $128 million debut domestically. And the reason being is because I know it's been a while, but Thursday previews are the norm now. Thursday previews at 2 p.m. are the norm now. It didn't used to be that way. Do you guys remember midnight releases? And then they started a couple early Thursday previews, usually starting at like 10 o'clock maybe. Man of Steel, back when Man of Steel...
And now we get them at like 2, 3, 4, 5.
Debuted. You could see $116 million for the quote-unquote opening weekend, but the total gross for that point was $128. Why? Because back then, they didn't count the Thursday preview...
Which they really should have.
...to the weekend number. Now, we do that. It's commonplace now. That's what we're doing for Superman. We are including, right, if we go to it, in this number, we're including the Thursday previews in the total number of 122, 123 million. Man of Steel, with its Thursday included, made 128. This is not talking about adjusted for inflation. This is none of this stuff. This is it did not beat Man of Steel unadjusted for inflation.
Oh.
And these international numbers, the fact that Superman makes $95 million internationally should be incredibly concerning. If you want to bring up Man of Steel again, Man of Steel's global debut was only $200 million. Let's put that in perspective as well. They didn't open in all international markets like James Gunn's Superman just did.
Oh.
They staggered releases. I think they opened in 24 international markets on the opening weekend.
I didn't know that.
So you still didn't have France and Germany and China and like all these other places. Let's scroll down and we can actually show you right here. Internationally, Warner Brothers says Man of Steel ranked #1 everywhere with a gross of $71 million in the 24 overseas markets in release. Look at all these that it didn't release because it was staggered. Pick still has 27 more markets opening next weekend, including France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Russia, and China, Australia, Brazil, Japan, all this stuff. So you can't even really make the comparison there. It probably would have got annihilated in that perspective.
RK, you a damn detective, man. I'd like to invite you on my team. I could use a brain like yours.
Too. This is a really concerning thing for them. This has to be. And you can have people try to spin it. You can have people praise this domestic box office. You can have that all you want. And when it comes to the reception of the film, I know there's a lot of people out there that really like it. There's some people out there that despise James Gunn's Superman.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way. I don't despise it. I just don't really like it.
Yeah.
It's on the...
By the way, on the record, I don't hate the movie. Okay? I just don't like it. People exaggerate my opinions on things all the time. I don't hate it. I just don't like it. Okay?
Low end of mid for me. I would give it like a 4, 4.5, somewhere around there. I don't despise it, but I didn't like the movie. There's a lot of people out there that are claiming you that every single person loves this, that it's gonna...
Like, look, here's my trash can. I got trash in here, okay? Stone Cold Steve Austin came on my show and called Superman 2025 a big piece of trash. I've got trash in here. I don't really like it, but I don't hate it either. Okay? It's just trash. I don't care. It's just trash. See? Out here, I'm not like, I hate you, trash. Arr! No. It's just trash. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's any movies that I actually hate. I'll have to think about that. But there's plenty that I do not like.
Going to be massive, that it's going to be a phenomenon. And now we have a movie that opens less than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, if it is as well received as everyone is pretending that it is, then it can certainly go on and have a decent little run. It may be great word of mouth. It just holds incredible. Well, it keeps going. Fantastic Four is coming out in a couple weeks. That might struggle with it, how it legs out. And, we've seen movies that start a little bit lower and have great word of mouth and they soar. That does not happen very often for comic book movies anymore. Maybe this is the outlier. Like I said, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 didn't have a particularly strong domestic opening. It was huge.
And Superman's a big name, kind of like Star Wars, It has that heftiness to it to where everyone recognizes it. Everyone's going to check it out. It's like Spider-Man, Batman, Star Wars. You know what I mean? People are going to check it out, We're just going to have to see. Superman should debut bigger than Ant-Man.
Huge internationally, but it had a great run. Went on to make, $850 million at the box office. Maybe if you get that type of multiplier, it could potentially save the movie. But right now, you should be very, very worried if you're Warner Brothers. But with international numbers this low, a $95 million opening, Shazam had a $100 million international opening. This is very concerning for them because you need the international market to take.
I watch you, RK, but I don't watch you all the time. I'm going to start watching you more. You got these numbers down, my friend.
If you expect to have something big. And forget about $700 million. Now, you might be looking at $600 million potentially as that target. And if that is the case, it should go down as a massive, massive disappointment. Not getting close to Man of Steel, not even adjusted for inflation, just in general. And people can cope. They can make all the excuses in the world
which
they
want.
Will. You can love it, that's fine. You can hate it, that's fine. I don't particularly care whether you love or hate the movie. But these numbers should have Warner Brothers shaking in their boots about the decision to go all in on this.
I'm sure they are.
All of this marketing, the massive social media footprint, the fact that everybody seems to be talking about it, but then you have an opening like this, very, very troubling. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. What? There you have it, folks. Your daily Superman news. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. If you enjoyed my reaction, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. If you have a problem with me and you're hating or you're disrespectful, your comments will go unseen. 10 million subscribers. Woo!